Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4, and today we are going to be tackling 30 laps here in the magnificent circuit of Cadwell Park. Now Cadwell Park is one of my favourite tracks of all time. Absolutely love this British circuit, and doing 30 laps around here is going to be certainly enjoyable for me. We're going to be using the Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R from 2004, not far away from getting the achievement for getting to level 5 Affinity, so I thought I'd use the Kawasaki and push like hell to try and get as fast lap times as we can. But to be honest with you, since it's such a long race, I might as well toy with the AI a little bit and then start chucking in those really fast lap times towards the end, or however we start and however we want to go for putting in the lap time. So into the gooseneck for turn 6 for the very first time of asking, and then into turn 7, bit of contact with Sarah Hayes there. But Sarah Hayes comes back actually and goes a little bit deep for the Mansfield corner. Something to mention as well, I've put the time on time 60, so as we a little bit closer to one of the AI riders. But the lap time, the time in the bottom left hand corner of the screen there, your actual clock, is, as you can see, travelling quite quickly. So we should be getting a night cycle and then a day cycle and possibly even back to night by the end of this Grand Prix. Now the AI is on 120% difficulty, was a beautiful move up into the hall bends, and unfortunately they will not give a very good challenge to us in this one. So it's going to be a lot of laps on our own, but it's all about consistency. Consistency in Cadwell is what I'm aiming to achieve. One of the most difficult circuits to continue to hit good lap times, I would say. One of the most notoriously difficult ones, from right up there with the likes of Ulster, Macau, and even in the Nordschleife, for example. It's a very difficult track, very tight, twisty, and winding. It's not a large track either, so you got to make sure you keep all two wheels in the middle of the circuit and not on the grass at any particular point. So, of course, you may have seen the DrAce British Superbike Championship that we've got going on right now. Live streaming every Monday at 8 PM GMT. You may or may not have seen, but we just did Cadwell Park, and honestly, commentating that was an absolute blast and really inspired me to play Cadwell Park. I just love this circuit. Every single time we see it and I come to the circuit, I just gush over the brilliance of some of these corners. And look at that, MV Augusta Super Veloce as we make massive contact with Marcus stepping on his toes there as we flew through onto the inside. But now back over to the mountain for the second time of asking. Bike feels a little bit sluggish at the moment. I don't know if it's because I was using the Honda Fireblade last time out, as we go mess that up a little bit there. Getting caught on the grass, getting too tight to the apex with the hall bends. But there's something about the Ninja right now that's just not feeling quite ready, quite prepared for this Cadwell Park. It feels nice in the sense of handling. I like to manoeuvre the Kawasaki round, very, very nimble, but a little bit lacking on the power. So I think I'll stay as we are for now, but we'll probably have a look at the electronics later on, maybe change things up. Now, we didn't bother changing the tyres. We've got the medium front and the medium rear, but it does have me a little bit concerned because already in the early stages of this Grand Prix you can see very, very cold tyres, both the front and rear. Now we do go quite smooth on the brakes, I'm not really slamming onto them, and at the same token I'm not really thrashing the rear with the acceleration with the rear tyres, so I guess it's expected, but maybe with a bit more aggression we should be able to warm those tyres up. But with a lot of laps remaining in this one, I think we can keep on pushing and see what we can produce. The lap times of a 1:28.6 is certainly not going to be my best. I'm pretty confident we can get into the 1:26s, maybe the 1:25s, I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll see what the Ninja from 2004 is capable of doing throughout this Grand Prix. Very keen to see Luke Fox ahead of us, actually, I think. I didn't quite see what bike they were on. I'm going to have to get a bit closer to get a better look. But it's good to see the AI actually keeping up for once. I know we're probably going to smash the lap times in a moment, but it's nice to see the AI is actually making me work a little bit. But across the line there's a 1:27.6, so we are trending in the right direction. Hopefully getting into the 1:26s the next time around, and then so on and so on. But as you can see, the graphic in the bottom left hand corner of your screen already quite evenly matched, but also at the same time a few gaps here and there. Apart from the person in 12th, which I guess was the one who crashed on the start straight, everyone else has been pretty competitive, and I've not seen that many crashes from the AI, so fair play to the 120% difficulty AI. Of course, guys, if you do enjoy these longer videos, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I'm always keen to see whether you prefer the short ones or the long ones, or if you fancy somewhere in between. Definitely let me know, and I'm keen to do some more of these ones, or maybe we don't want to see any more long races. I guess we'll find out with your opinions in the chat. So a quick change of direction from 9 to 10. We have closed in quite rapidly now on Luke Fox ahead of us. The Australian doing his best O'Halloran impression as it stands right now. Nice wheelie over the line. I think that might be a Ducati. I couldn't quite tell you which one it is, but it certainly sounds like it. And that double exhaust has me thinking that it could be the 1098-9. No, I'm going to go for the 1098. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we won't find out till the end of the video. But on the straight... Oh, that wheelie glitch! Oh, the wheelie glitch! The absolute classic, where it just throws your front wheel up into the air for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I hate that glitch. I've lost so many races online due to that. I can count at least 3 off the top of my head. And each time it's been that strange wheelie glitch where just the bike just lifts up for no reason. You can be fully in a corner, you can be on a straight, or you can be even hard on the brakes, and for some reason it just decides to go way and then lifts up. Very, very annoying. When we move over to Ride 5, if that eventually comes out, it'll feel like a blessing to never have that again. But if that returns, then god damn it, I would hate that. Notice we just had a 127 flat a moment ago, so a pretty solid lap time, but putting the pressure on the Ducati ahead. I think this is the moment where we will be able to close in. Oh, Luke Fox has completely lost it! Oh! Oh, the panic! He absolutely panicked and launched it into the scenery, and unfortunately that is the end of our pursuit of Luke Fox, as he couldn't keep it on 2 wheels. That was a disaster. I think we're on a decent lap nonetheless, or at least we were on a decent lap until that, because we did stop and have a little look behind us to see what on earth had occurred. But my goodness, that was dreadful. How the hell did he make such a mistake like that? Just completely outbraked himself. It's not often you see that for the AI, but it was nice to see. There's a little bit of a change. Of course, turn 1 here in Cadwell Park is a very, very difficult corner to avoid a crash. Depending on which bike you're using, you can go in there at the wrong speed and it pretty much always throws you down to the floor. So just be careful for the first corner. But now into park for turn 4. Small moment on the front end there. Almost felt like the wheelie glitch occurred again, but surely not. Not again. It doesn't usually happen any more than once or twice in a race. But now back over to the right hand side for the gooseneck. Change of direction into 7. And then we'll get firm on the brakes for the Mansfield corner. Quite like the Mansfield corner. Either go tight or a little bit deep and get towards the apex. It's a nice corner. A couple of lines in there, and of course the change of direction here from turn 10 keeps things very interesting. We've seen some amazing battles in the DrAce BSB Championship of round 5 just a couple of days ago here in Cadwell Park, of course. It was a thrilling one to watch, and it was an absolute pleasure to commentate on. Taking Meerkat and Jack Hammer were certainly going at it around this circuit. So back over to the hairpin for turn 17. Just approaching 5 PM here in Cadwell Park, so as you can tell, things are getting a little bit colder and a little bit darker. Will that affect our performance here in Cadwell Park? So far it's a pretty consistent lap time. Deviated and dropped away from the 27s once or twice, but majority of the time not too bad. So my goal really is to keep on pushing until we can lap a couple of riders. Now one of my biggest pet peeves is riders or lapped riders who don't move out of the way from a blue flag. The AI in Ride 4 do not have a blue flag, so we could be getting into some scraps with some back markers. And of course if they are a back marker with this far behind, then they are certainly going to be slow. So it's something we'll have to pay attention to throughout this session. But 7 laps in already. It's gone quite quick actually, but we still have plenty more to go. Of course, if you're still here at this point, let me know in the comments section, and also be sure to hit the like button as well. We're back over to turn 10. 10 to 6 is approaching, and it's getting really dark now. Good lap time coming in. This might be the only time for a while where we're going to get close to the 126. Of course, as the tyres get colder, the air temperature goes colder as well. It's not a good combination. So we'll see what we can produce, but the lights are now on. Floodlights are on. The lights on the Kawasaki as well. Not a replication of the Macau video from a couple of weeks ago where we didn't even have any lights and it was just all about the floodlights. Thankfully Macau was lit up like a Christmas tree, so we were absolutely fine. But across the line, 126.739. So into the 126s for the ZX6R, the 2004 version of the Kawasaki, as we get very close to the apex there. That was a sharp intake of breath moment. Hearts in mouths for the Ace supporters. As we now go onto the Park Straight, we've got to brake roughly around the first braking zone or the second. It's entirely up to you. I would say the second one might be a little bit too heavy on the brakes. Probably could do with doing that because we could warm up. Oh, I got a little bit distracted there actually. Just felt like a little bit off from the bike there. I feel like the thing I'm struggling with at the moment with the Kawasaki, it may not look like we're struggling, but it's more a sense of feeling. Is it just feels we're not getting enough power in the rear tyre. I'm pushing down quite firm and it just doesn't seem to hook up as quickly as I wanted it. But it's probably something we've got to get used to because of course we were using the CBR 1000 RRR last time in Donington, which of course has a lot more power than the ZX6R. So it's feeling the differences and also the balancing of playing MotoGP 22 and also MXGP. Every single bike feels different and of course every game has different physics as well, so everything changes here and there about. So unfortunately after that error we did lose a lot of time, but we'll get across the line now and that will be the start of the 9th lap. Unfortunately that is a 1:28. That is not a good lap time. That kind of goes against the title of the video, aiming for consistency here in Cadwell, not moving over back to the 1:28, but okay, fine. Excuse us or don't excuse us, entirely up to you. I don't think the Aces judge, so I'm not too worried, but we've got to improve on that. I want to start putting in some better lap times. I've been quite lackadaisical, a little bit relaxed so far in this one. Not pushing as much as I can, but I want to get a good feel for it, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a long race. We don't need to be chucking in ridiculously fast lap times to start this one off. That would be rather foolish, let's be honest, because of course crashing in Cadwell Park is almost inevitable. I don't want to crash here today and I'll be very disappointed if we do, so let's keep that in mind and hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't end up throwing it into the scenery in this fantastic circuit. But here we go then, into the mountain once more. Not quite as precise as I would have wanted it. We were a tenth and a little bit down. I think it's going to be a lot worse than that when we hit the 3rd sector any moment going through the Hall Bends. The temperature has dropped, now down to 19 degrees. Front tyre's gone green, and the rear quite a dark, well, a light blue at this stage. If it goes dark blue, then you know you're in for a bad time. But we did get back into 127s. A bit of a bad lap time once again, but as long as we stay in the 127s or thereabouts, then I can't be too mad, to be quite honest with you. But we are now getting closer and closer to the next couple of stages of lap times where the tyres will be getting more and more used. The degradation, of course, is going to be higher and higher. 73% on the front and 60% on the rear as of yet, so pretty calm and pretty relaxed. We're not really burning them up, and I can't even seem to burn them up. I'm trying to push more and more, especially on the front end and also on the rear as well, just to warm things up. A little bit deep there for the gooseneck. I'm not really happy with the performance going into turn 7. I think we could go a little bit hard on the brakes, once again, as mentioning as earlier. Just a little bit too gentle, a little bit too relaxed on the front brakes. But now with the change of direction, very satisfying to get that right. I cannot tell you how good it feels to go into turn 10 and turn 11, and then into turn 12, of course, for the mountain. If you get that sector right, then it's a very, very good feeling. So, of course, those are the difficult parts. Well, I guess all of Cadwell Park is the difficult part, but those are notoriously the most difficult and challenging parts of Cadwell Park. But now into the right-hand side, Barn Corner. Difficult corner to get right as well, really. It's got one of those feelings that you think I can go in there quite early, or sometimes I go, okay, quite deep, and then you never really find the right moment. But once again, bad lap time. The night time certainly has thrown us off here. Not feeling anywhere near as confident. The tyres are just extremely cold. 16 degrees now is the temperature, so probably should have considered a soft option front and rear for this one. Would it last the entire duration of the race? I don't know. I guess we only went for the mediums, and to be honest with you, I started this video and I didn't even do anything. I just quickly jumped into the race and just went for it. I didn't even look at the tyres, I never look at setups, as you know, and I also didn't bother to even have a look what the other guys did or chose. I just went straight into the game, and I have no regrets. I'm enjoying this one, and I hope you guys are too. So here we are, back over to turn 10, a little bit deep that. Still managed to keep it in bounds, good to see. And I really don't want to get any more penalties, so I'm glad we were able to stay on the circuit there. Now, getting that penalty early, that 2/10, is just so annoying. I hate to have any penalties. It's like a blemish on a really good record. I just hate seeing it. Sometimes I wish it just wouldn't be there, or if you had the opportunity just to slow down, I would definitely take that. I would slow down in a zone to remove the 2/10, because it just looks absolutely awful as we certainly bringing on the power coming out of the barn corner, giving it everything on the ZX6R, just trying to warm the tyres up as we're once again dropping into the 127s as we get very close to the apex for turn 1, and now into turn 2. You've got to go for a little bit of a wider line to then bring it in nice and tight for Charlie's, and when you have the opportunity, bring on the power. Now, we did improve in the first sector the last lap, and once again by 33,000 of a second, so we're certainly trending in the right direction, especially into the first couple of corners. But of course, the first sector is the easiest. Everywhere from there in Cadwell gets harder and more difficult. So into the gooseneck we go, back over to the right hand side. Turn 6, turn 7, nice and tight to the apex, beautifully done. Run it a little bit deep, but don't get caught in the rumble strip, and then start turning in to Mansfield for turn 8. So pretty promising. But I am keen to see the sector time any moment now across the line. Oh, down by 99,000 of a second. So it's definitely a possibility to improve the lap time, even under weather conditions like this. The temperature is probably the lowest it's been at 14 degrees at 1 AM. This is the moment where we take over and get some very fast lap times in. Of course, we have already stolen the show in this one, let's be honest. But unfortunately, it's not going to be an improvement. Pushing quite firm again with the acceleration, and across the line we will go. It's a 127, 105. Not finding the 126s again. Just eluding us somehow. Got to keep on pushing. Got to keep on focusing to make sure we don't end up throwing it to the scenery, or, well, I don't think it can be getting any worse than that, so worst case scenario we crash, but the best case scenario is we keep on putting those lap times in and start improving. So 22.5 in the first split. It's probably not going to yield an improvement this time around, but never say never. Of course, you never know what's going to happen. We cannot predict if we just put in a ridiculously paced lap time. Can't see it happening, not under these conditions, but you never know. So as well, guys, of course, if you want to see more of these longer videos, or if you want to see the short ones, let me know on some combinations of bikes or tracks that you want me to use. Of course, I am trying to get all the achievements in Ride 4 with the level 5 affinities for the DLC bikes, but do not let that deter you. If you want to see a specific combination of bike and track, then definitely let me know in the comment section down below. I do try to accommodate all of the requests, but if there's too many, then I guess we can only see what we can do. But definitely get them in while you can, so I can see it and I can start making the content. So lap 14 is approaching, getting closer to that 50% race distance complete. Still into the 127s, but got close to the 126s, so if you hadn't made that mistake in the first split, who knows what could have happened for that particular lap time. Luke Fox is 24 seconds behind. Bear in mind, the Australian decided to almost kill himself by launching it into turn 10. Well, it's good to see he's back on the bike and still competing for a chance of a podium finish here in Cadwell. Got the Italian Rebecca Scino. She's in third place, just came across the line a moment ago. As we get too tight to the apex into the Chris curve. Once again, the rear tyre just feels different. I'm not able to bring on the power as I want to do it. Feels like something's just holding it back. I cannot explain. Bit of a strange feeling, if I'm truthfully honest with you. Can't seem to get it to hook up when I want it to. I feel like I'm pressing it even harder to try and accommodate for the lack of feeling with the Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. Now, I can't say that's happened in the past. Can't say it's really felt that bad. But, yeah, something's amiss and I can't really figure it out. So, back over to the whole bend. Down by a couple of tenths, I should imagine, as we now go over the third split. Very tight to the apex, beautifully done. The very, very tight corners. Oh my goodness, we lost a massive amount of time there. Almost 2 seconds adrift. And I finally figured out what the issue is. Traction control is on 2. I was never going to put in good lap times with traction control that high. Is that the difference maker? Already it feels significantly better. That sense of speed, that sense of control will feel a lot more natural, but my goodness, I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. How did that go amiss? That is probably what it has been all this time. I'm never a fan of using a high traction control, but occasionally when you use some of the big bikes, good idea to try out with the 1000cc's to try some difference in the TCS and even in the anti-wheelie as well. But with the smaller bikes, reduce that TCS, reduce that anti-wheelie, and you'll find you'll go significantly quicker. So definitely consider reducing the traction control. But right at the 50% mark, we figure it out. Unbelievable. I guess when you're in the zone and you're just trying to put in those lap times, it doesn't come naturally to you. Sometimes you're still in the zone, you're still thinking about what's going on, way too focused on trying to get good lap times. Then you go, hang on, traction control's on. Damn it. Should have known. I should have really noticed. I guess I've been out of the game in Ride 4 for quite a while now. Been spending a lot of time in MotoGP 22, as you know, as we come out of Barn for the 15th time of asking, and across the line, it is not an improvement, but it is not a bad lap time. So as the weather will continue to improve, and of course the daytime and the lights will start to shine, we'll have better visibility and a better opportunity to put in some better laps. So I'm looking forward to hopefully improving it either here or on the next few lap times. Just further ahead there, the person in 12th place is getting closer. We can see him on the screen now. So past the marshals and towards the person in 12th, could very much be catching him up by turn 10. We're strong into the gooseneck, change of direction, very strong for the left hand side there, and then firm on the brakes for the left hander for turn 8. Not as quite as tight to the apex as I would have wanted, but it's still pretty strong. And as you can see, we're looming large to the Canadian. Matthew Lane is under serious pressure now, and it doesn't need to be. All he needs to do is move out the hell out the way so we can get on through. Never mind a blue flag coming your way. Look at the blue bike coming your way. The blue bike, the blue leathers, everything's charging towards Matthew Lane right now, and he is going to really hinder this lap time. Would have loved to have a lunge there for the hairpin, but not going to happen, and that has lost us around 0.5 of a second. Thanks, Matthew Lane. Thank you. You absolutely ruined my lap time there. And we're back into the 127s. Good consistent pace though. Still very much into the 127s. Race pace is 127s, and qualifying time would be significantly higher. But as we now get to less than 50%, the lap times are coming in. Look at us being aggressive with the rear tyre. Not able to do that early. It feels great now. Up by 66,000th of a second. Firm on the anchors will go for Park. Very difficult corner to get right there. You feel like you can brake later there, but when you do brake later, you realise you're too close to the corner. It's something to pay attention to if you're in Park for the fourth corner. So now back over to the left. Just gone 8 o'clock. Weather has increased. The temperature of the weather has increased. Now up to 18 degrees. Nice dry and cool air. But we can still bring on the power and hopefully improve on this lap time. So here we go. Up by 0.4 of a second. Unless we cause a blunder now. Should have this one in the bag. Nice wheelie over the rise there, but getting caught on the grass there is going to cost us time. Change of direction into the whole bend's quite strong. Getting caught on the grass again. A little bit deep for the hairpin. Is this going to be an improvement? It is, but not by much as we get too close to the apex once again. Another bit of a wheelie there as well. Was that the glitch? Or was I just too eager on the acceleration? 126.6, and we finally have improved. It's been a long time coming, that. It's been a long, long time for us to improve from the 127s into the 126s again. Only a couple of times in the 126s, maybe even just 3 times. Possibly even 2. Whoa, wheelie glitch! Wheelie glitch occurred again. Can you not? Ride 4, please? Was that the second, third time already? It's that strange wheelie glitch for no reason. Full tuck in, full push forward, you name it, and decides, I'm going to wheelie. Awful. Really ugly, that. Really don't enjoy the wheelie glitch. If I end up crashing due to the wheelie glitch, I'll not be a happy man. So back over into Mansfield. Keen to see what the sector time will be. Ran me accidentally. Quick change of direction, getting close to the outside of the circuit there. Oh, we lost 0.3 of a second. I guess we could thank the wheelie glitch, but we weren't that strong really going in from Park into the Chris curve either, really, so I guess we can't blame it all on the wheelie glitch. Now, I've mentioned this glitch a lot, and I think the majority of you experienced it before, but if you haven't experienced it, it is basically just the bike wheelies for no reason. You could be in a corner, you could be on the straight, and it just lifts. Really abruptly though. Almost unrealistically to the point where something goes underneath the tyre and it just forces it up. That's how I can explain it. And it feels incredibly jarring. There's no vibration, there's no rumble on the controller, it just lifts. It's a strange feeling and I can't even explain it. But when it happens, you know it's happened. And it's so evident. Because the rider just wheelies like crazy, or you just lose the feeling completely and you just don't feel like you can do anything. It's very strange. Really, really strange, and I hate it. I hate it with a passion. It's the worst glitch in the game. There's quite a few glitches, but that is one of the worst ones in the game by far. Oh, that's tight to the apex, that was. Yeah, we're not improving this time. That was way too tight. Bit of a mistake on my part. I can't blame anyone else, I'm the one with the controls. Not really much you can do, is there? Can't start blaming the AI, can't start blaming the aces either. Not like I would, of course. But into the mountain again. Still going to be another 127 lap, so it's not too bad. Not where I want to be, though. I want to be into the 126. I want to be constantly chucking in those lap times. Guess being the perfectionist is not a good trait. It certainly holds you back. And also just notice the blue on the leathers and the blue on the bike is ever so slightly different. It's not as nice, but we did a really good job of the whole bends there, and actually, we did improve. Wow! Okay. I feared the worst there. I thought we were going to go more into the 127s, but we recovered quite nicely there. Fair play to the Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R from 2004. Pretty good stuff. So now onto the straight once more. Deadlock on the sector time. A 20-second and 2/10. We now go into the Chris curve. I'm actually getting more aggressive with the bike as the temperature's warming up. The tyres are getting warmer as well, and it feels... Whoa! Wheelie glitch again! You absolute git! That... Oh, how could you wheelie glitch mid-corner? On the approach to the gooseneck, the game decides to wheelie glitch. Can you believe it? What a mess, and look at that! We're only down by 68,000 of a second. Proves how good we were going actually as a moment ago before that occurred. But I gotta say, these lap times coming in now, this would be what, the third, second in a row? Pretty good. Ah, messed it up. That's not good. Ugly. Ugly to get on the grass there. Gotta straighten it up, but also at the same time not straighten it up that quick. So you do make that mistake. But across the line, it should be another 126. It is a 126.771. Not bad. Alright, I'm not feeling too bad anymore. I'm not feeling too disappointed. I think we've really got the sensation of the Kawasaki now. It feels a lot better with the reduced traction control. And it feels pretty confident now with the tyres being warm. One thing I will give credit for in Ride 4 is the tyres, when they're warm or cold, feel significantly different. They really do. You can get away with it in the MotoGP games and Superbike not too much. Well, a little bit, I guess. But here in Ride 4, you can't really. Especially when the tyre goes hot, it just drops. You try and brake mid-corner, trail brake or anything, it just drops. It's very, very interesting to use, but into the left-hand side for Mansfield now, we are going to get caught up to these back markers. No blue flags given. We're trying around the outside. Oh, that's just terrible. That's absolutely ridiculous. I take full responsibility for that. I mean, they should have moved, but still. That was not a good move. But we get a nice wheelie going over the mountain section, so just ignore that. Pretend it never happened. Let's just move on. And let's get into the hall bends. Tackle it correctly this time. Get it nice and tight to the apex of the hairpin. And put that to the back of our mind and start pushing once more. We lost a second due to that. So our consistent pace has gone amiss. Across the line, it's a 1:27.8. So, yeah, pretty bad stuff. Didn't really work out for us in that time around. Went into coppers for turn 1 and a bit deep for turn 2. It's actually just approaching 5 to 3. It's actually now gone 3 o'clock. 28 degrees is the air temperature, so it was pretty nice to have that where we had it. It's only going to go worse from there, though. Back into the darkness and back to the cold once more. Get the heating on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to need it. So from Park into the Chris curve. Still on the right-hand side of the tyre. Bring on the power. Want to go quite deep and brake quite hard here for the gooseneck and chuck it over. Nice and calm. In that position as well for the Mansfield corner of turn 8. Oh, beautifully tight apex there. Touched the rumble strip, but it doesn't matter. Nothing to be too concerned of. Now back over to the left with Gold de Jeans ahead of us. So we are looking to get through on 9th position. So that's 3 back markers we've already passed. This will be our 4th. Decent performance into the mountain there. Can't really get the air time I want, but it doesn't matter. Would like to do it, but hey ho. Got things to focus on. And right now it's Gold de Jeans. Gold de Jeans, the Frenchman, is under serious pressure. And we were down by 1,000th of a second. Bringing on the power, using a bit of slipstream. This could yield a good result across the line. It's a 1:26.373. Just 1,000th of a tenth down on our previous best, which was a 1:26.372. That would have been great to see if it was back-to-back. But it is fine. God, I'm such a perfectionist. I'm always aiming to get the best, but it's not always possible, is it? Wow, great start, though. That first next time, a 1:20.034. 10th and a little bit. Nice and tight to the apex for Park. This could be a good lap. 1:25 imminent? I guess we'll find out. 25 degrees, temperature is dropping. But one thing is our pace. We're still on the charge, and this one looks good. This looks like it's going to be a good entry into Mansfield as well. Oh, these guys are going to hold us up, aren't they? And they're going to hold us up in the worst possible spot. Oh, we were really close to the back of the Yamaha then. 6 tenths are up by, ladies and gentlemen. Alvin Finch has been caught up at the worst point. Nora Newman is going to be probably attacked sooner or later as well. But around the outside to Alvin. Can we chuck it up in the inside? Yeah, you're costing me time here, dude. You cost me a massive amount of time. Now into the hairpin. We're going to meet in the same place we did with the Matthew Lane, I think it was. Back over. Oh, we lost so much time. Get out of the way. Absolutely punted the Honda out of the way there. But, we were up by 6 tenths of a second. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we were going to beat the 126s and get into the 125s, but we had a chance. And getting caught up behind the back markers is a infuriating feeling. It shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't happen. Frustrated there. We're alright. We're still on the charge. And now the tyres are still green, so we don't really need to be worrying or panicking. Just got to focus on the job. We've got, what, 5.5 laps? That has gone extremely quickly. And if you're still here and you've been watching since the beginning, then massive thank you. I do really appreciate that. So shout out to you for staying here for this point of the video. Whether you've got me on in the background or if you're watching the whole thing. It's appreciated. And that's all that matters. Thank you very much. But now, into turn 9. Turn 10, tackled very well. You can see the confidence brewing in that part. And it is absolutely on display right now. 4 tenths of a second in the favour of DrAce. The blue Kawasaki is on a roll. Into the hole bend, pretty good. A little bit of front brake just to get the bike into the apex there. And then into the hairpin now for another tight apex. Pretty good. Oh, we will improve by not by much. All depends what speed we get down the straight here across the line. It is an improvement, a 33,000th of a second improvement. Improving lap times on lap 25 of 30, or at least the 24th lap. Not bad. Not bad if I do say so myself. Not really what you would see, but I guess it shows my dedication and consistency here in Cadwell. Now I do feel better and better as this race progresses. A little bit overconfident, I won't lie, and it will probably catch... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh. Are you kidding me? Getting overconfident, and yes, mistakes are made. I don't know why I downshifted there. I really don't know why I downshifted to first gear. Tried to slow the bike down just too quickly into park there. Well, that's annoying. Oh, I'm so annoyed. My whole point for this video was to do 30 consistent lap times, and we crashed. How can it be consistent if we crashed? Damn it. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Oh, that's so annoying. Well, we have 5 laps to put in a good show. So let's put that to the back of our minds, forget about it, and let's start aiming to get a 1:25 lap time. Should be doable. It definitely is doable. We've just got to do it now. So put that to the back of your mind, get across the line, ignore the lap time. Who cares about the 1:34.406? I certainly do. I'm just trying to pretend I don't. I'm so annoyed. Oh well. We mustn't go back into that. So, right. Approaching 10 to 9 now. Coming out of Charlie's. The temperature is dropping. We still have some warm tyres. We can still do this. We're just going to be aggressive. We'll be very aggressive with the rear brake as well. Try and warm up that rear tyre. So into the right-hand side for the dreaded park corner. Very good entry. Very good entry for turn 4. Didn't downshift to first there as well, so probably helped a lot. Now back over to the right. A little bit of a squirm on the rear tyre there. A little bit deep. We did this earlier. When it went dark, we kept going wide for the gooseneck. So every time we go wide, it means it's another lap gone for a chance to get into the 125s. So back over to the right. Back over to the left. Bring on the power. Ooh, touch the grass there. What are we getting? Ooh, it's a 0.5 per second drop off. Still can get in the 126s. So we'll be trending in the right direction. And still in pursuit of 5th place. I don't think we'll catch 4th. But if we're going to get past the guy in 5th, which is, couldn't see the name, actually went pretty quickly there. I think it's Alberto Duarte Pedrosa or something, I can't remember. I did see the name just briefly, but they're pretty quick actually. Managed to drop me a little bit into that part, but across the line it's a 126.704, and it is. It's Alberto Duarte Pedrosa. So the Brazilian is there in 5th, and we are in pursuit. If we catch him on the park straight, we could get a bit of slipstream. That could help our cause for a 125 bid. So onto the park straight we go. Lost a 10th in the sector time, but firm on the anchors will go. Bring it in nice and tight, not too tight. Don't want to replicate what we did a couple of laps ago. And now over to the right for the crisp curve. Temperature dropping. The nighttime sky is just getting thicker. And we go deep into the gooseneck again. Once again, that same mistake. Don't know why it is. When it goes dark, it catches me off guard. I think we had the same thing in the DrAce BSB Championship here as well. We had variable weather on, and good move up the inside of the Aprilia. But the cloudy skies caught out some of our riders as well. So I can appreciate what they felt during that moment of the qualifying when that occurred. So into the hall bends for the 27th time of asking. Back over to the left, back over to the right, and then back into the hairpin underneath the floodlights. Sector time is imminent. We lost a second, so it's down to 3 laps to get into the 125s. Tyres are the worst condition they've been in all through the race. The coldest they've been as well, or matching the coldest. So it's down to this. We've got to go for it now. And I would really like to get a minute clear from Luke Fox in second. That's a bit of a side objective, if you will. A miscellaneous objective. But if we can, I'd be pretty pleased with that. It looks to be... Ooh, 0.2 of a second up in the first split. I've just noticed that second and third have also lapped 12th place. And if we lap 4th, we could then lap 12th twice. We'd be lapping for a second time. That would be crazy. But back over to the right now. The gooseneck once again deep. Kind of saved it there, but not as quick upon the entry. Pretty strong into Mansfield, dropping it down to first gear. Bringing on the power. And then firm on the brakes. We'll get the change of direction into 10. And as long as a bit eager on the power. It was a little bit eager, but it's a 0.4 of a second drop off over the rise of the mountain. That's a good acceleration over the mountain, actually. We managed to get back onto two wheels quickly as we tackle the most treacherous part of Cadwell pretty damn quickly. And I tell you what, we have caught up 4th place. I didn't think it was going to be possible after we made that blunder earlier on. But with lap times that are already consistently in the 126s now, this is what we needed. Across the line, it's another 126. But we're down to 2 laps. Ladies and gentlemen, one of these 2 laps has surely got to give us a 125. I'll be really disappointed if we don't happen to get that. This video will be considered as a failure if I do not get into the 125s. We crashed when I wasn't supposed to. We made some pretty daring lunges on the AI, and of course 125 could slip out of our grasp. Super tight to the apex there. Certainly haven't learned my lesson from earlier on. But we're on a charge now. I'm actually using that back marker as a guidance now, which is helping quite a lot. Not really ideal going into the gooseneck there. The second part of that corner was brilliant, but the first bit, and it's, oh look, it's Marcus Steppen. Seen Marcus Steppen earlier on, didn't we? For quite a while ago, about 30 or 40 minutes ago actually. And back over to the left, Marcus on board the MV Agusta Super Veloce. Well, that's a good sign. One of my favourite bikes ever is right here in this circuit, and we've just overtaken them for 4th. Well, 4th plus for the first lap. The first place we're already in. The 4th back marker. And it's an MV Agusta Super Veloce. Great choice of bikes. I'm hoping that has given us now the momentum that we need. 3rd split. Oh, it's close. But that is not a 125. Too eager on the acceleration there as well. Going to get as much heat as possible across the line. It's not even an improvement there. This is it. Lap 30 of 30 here in Cadwell Park on board the Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. This is it. Coming out of Charlie's for the final time of asking. We get onto the park straight and hopefully... Oh, the wheelie glitch again! Bloody wheelie! Why? On a massive straight there, just for no reason, the bike wheelies, and I guess that's going to be it. I'm disappointed there. We were up by 0.2 of a second as well. Unless we can produce something incredible out of the gooseneck, which is pretty tight there. Ooh, too close to the rumble strip on the outside of the corner. Back firm on the brakes will go. All of it comes clear when we see that second split. Pretty well tackled there for turn 9 and 10. Approaching the thing. Oh, up by 33,000 of a second. Okay, we might not get 125, but we'll certainly get close. Tackling the mountain with glee as we jump over the best part of Cadwell Park. Back over to the left, a bit aggressive there actually. Now back into the... Whoa, steady! Steady on. We're pushing. So we will win the race here. No, oh my god, we're up by 4.5 of a second. This could be it. On the final lap, across the line we will go. Is it? Have we done it? Oh my god, we did it. On the 30th lap, a 125.937. Can you believe it? The tyres were the worst condition and we get the 125s for the first time of the Cadwell Park race. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. Consider becoming a member and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any DrAce content. Thanks for watching and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.